Smartlock by Securefast offer two access control solutions, the first being our OnDoor unit, where the batteries and the electronics are fitted within the reverse of the lock's escutcheon. And then there's the InDoor unit, where the lock and controller are both mortised into the edge of the door. This allows the architect and client to choose their own choice of handle from the market. In addition, the units are provided with three management types: standalone, virtual network and wireless network. The standalone version is designed for small application doors such as offices and doctors' surgeries, and come with a management card that enables you to program a number of cards into each lock. The virtual network system is designed for university accommodation, large commercial buildings and hotels, where the system is controlled via the cards with a central management system which enables you to program in and out cards to each individual lock. The wireless network offers the same capabilities as the virtual system, with the added benefit of being able to communicate with the locks on a real-time basis. This enables you to check the battery life, delete cards, real-time reporting of incidents or people who are using the locks, and to check the lock status. To set up the standalone unit, the units are installed onto the door by a competent carpenter. Then the administrator will manage the cards. To issue a user card, the system administrator will use the program card to initialize the lock and then place the user card next to the lock to enable it. Once this is done, the user card has been activated. The virtual system, the locks are again installed by a competent carpenter. These may also include hardwired readers for areas such as the main entrance door or corridors where electromagnetic locks are required. The system is set up on the PC and the administrator can then program cards to work the locks using the USB writer. The administrator would have an authorized password, which will enable them to enter the software to create cards. And these could include management cards, user cards or visitor cards, and may be set up to work for periods of time such as 1 minute or up to 3 or 4 years. Once again, the wireless network is set up in the same way, with the additional benefit of having wireless hubs, which may be fitted above the suspended ceiling. These units enable the central administrator to communicate with each of the locks to check that they are activating correctly, who has travelled through the doors, and whether the batteries are at full power. For the standalone lock, it could not be simpler. You simply place the program card against the lock, which will place the lock into program mode. This is shown by a green flashing light. You then place however number of user cards you require to go through the door against the lock, and again the green light will flash to show they have been accepted. Once complete, the locks are now ready to be used by members of the staff that have been issued with a user card. Programming the virtual and network system is undertaken by the use of a simple PC software to set up the door's identities and individual users, including the date and time they're allowed to access the doors. The information is then downloaded to the locks by the use of a handheld programmer. By taking the programmer to each door and plugging it in, the information is transferred down to the lock. Once all the locks are encoded with their information, the administrator can make cards to work with each of the locks. The virtual and wireless network cards are programmed with the user ID, the doors they're allowed to enter, and the time they're allowed to access. Standalone locks are only recommended for a small number of doors. Virtual and wireless network software allows you to program different types of cards to different access levels. For instance, a staff card will allow limited access on days and times and restricted to certain doors, whereas a visitor card for a hotel would enable you to enter your room and also probably the car park, gymnasium and main entrance. These cards are also programmed to expire at a certain time, i.e. 12 o'clock for each day at the hotel. Once programmed, you're ready to go, and it could not be easier to operate the lock. When you arrive at the door, simply place your card against the reader and the door will release with a green light flashing. If, however, you don't have an authorized card, a red light will flash and the door will not release. If you would like a personal demonstration of any of our units or require further information, please do not hesitate in contacting us.